Welcome into the Real Spiel live show here. It's November 10th. I'm your co host, Roman Kelly. Of course, I've got the wrong name on my screen. Joined by my two other co hosts today, Will Wigginton and Trevor Kelsey, announcing a new member to the show. Another co host, Mr. Matt Childress, co worker of mine over at the Big X, also a writer for the State of Lou Network as well. Shout out to Matt joining in on the show. Also, Will, Trevor, we want to get straight to it. As I ask Matt, how are you guys doing today? How are you guys been this weekend? Uh, I mean that in a non-sports sense, obviously, because there's a lot we're going to get into as this is a Louisville-based show. But Will, Trevor, we'll start with you guys because we'll let Matt kind of introduce himself a bit after that. How have you guys been? It's been a while since we've been on. Will, we'll start with you in specific. What's going on, man?
Yeah, doing pretty well. I'm gonna start working for when I finish school next month. Start working for my mom and uncle's advertising agency. I'm gonna get started with political marketing. We're gonna start a political marketing division, and I'll start getting into that. But stuff that's been going on recently. Went on a trip with my girlfriend this past weekend to Indianapolis. Got into some pretty fun stuff, so enjoyed that. But yeah, kind of just living right now.
Love to hear that. Career things starting up. That's always nice. Finishing school, having some things lined
Yeah.
up. That feels good. I'm sure you'll have other things you'll be putting your hand into and getting involved in, but that's also fun getting to work with the family a bit.
hmm
That's super cool. We'll be excited to hear how that goes going forward. Trevor, how are you, my fine sir?
Why the fuck I gotta go after Will when it comes to like what's going on in life? Like, I mean, what the
You're
fuck,
in the
dude? I
middle
mean,
though.
you just, seriously, you're just gonna like me have to make me come behind that? Like, he's
Okay,
traveling the
listen.
world. He's got a girlfriend. You look at him. He's got a full head of hair. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's got shoes galore behind him. And here you go. Let's go to Trevor. Trevor, what you been up to? I don't know. I watched 6 hours of Night Court today on Sundance television. I mean, that's what the fuck, man. Let me go first at least, so I can be like, oh, not much, man. Just been hanging out, watching sports, just binging some television. No, no, I get to come. I get to come after, get the sloppy seconds after John Holmes over here, and what's how life is. I mean, geez,
To be fair, mine isn't anything extravagant either. So, I mean,
but
Matt, I'm sure is going to be more similar answer to Will. You're right though. We should be saying ours first, as they are probably living the more exciting lives right
but for
now.
the record,
But how have you been,
I
Trevor?
did watch Night Court today on Sundance. It's Monday Marathon Night Court. Great show. If you haven't watched it, you guys a little before your time, but check it out. It's the funny stuff. Still holds up today. I stand by that. Been watching some, other than Baseball. Well, I'll talk about the baseball in a second, but it kind of threw my sports calendar off whack. I'm not used to being into baseball this late into sports, so. And I'm not like you guys. I mean, I can't multitask. I focus on a sport. I'm like focused on it. I can't do these on multiple sports. It blows my mind sometimes. It's hard for me to do. I can only hold so much information here before it gets smoked out.
Yeah,
But life's
got a
been
lot
good,
coming
man.
in on the input.
Still breathing.
Good.
Right
Good.
now.
You look good.
Are you hitting on me?
A little bit.
That, by the way,
Matt.
is the best thing in 3 days I've had. Thank you. That meeting
Matt,
up
how are
here.
you doing, sir? It's excited to announce you into the show. As you've got the hat on, you are, you have your own podcast, The Upper Deck, which, I don't want to pull you from that by any means at all, but it is nice to get you in on the Real Spiel podcast here on the live show, as you are a Louisville fan who is also a fan of multiple other teams and other sports, and also always ready to talk about anything Louisville and anything pro sports as well. How are you doing, sir? How does it feel to be a part of the Real Spiel live show? Which I'm not saying that like it should feel extravagant or anything. Trevor's funny and Will's really smart. But
welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch.
Well, I mean, you kind of alluded to it already. This actually is the peak moment of my life at this moment. Like everything I've done, everything I've worked for has built up to this moment to get to talk with you and Will and the infamous Trevor Kelsey all at the same time. Honestly, I have my shoes up already on the rack, the jerseys put into the shadow box. It's all over for me from here. It never gets better. It never gets worse. I'm hanging the banner right now. I don't care what happens tomorrow. I don't care what happens for the rest of my life. We made it onto the Real Spiel live show, and that's all I fucking care about. That's all that matters. We're here. We've made it.
What an
Mazel
intro.
tov.
What an
Couldn't
intro.
have put it any better.
God,
I thought my
that's
life
why we've
bar
got
was
him, and that is why we've got him, everyone. That's why we've got him, folks. Shout out to Mike for the retweet, as we probably will have an influx of listeners here on the X stream. Shout out to our Twitch and YouTube viewers, as we've got a few of those already coming in now. So I think we've got like one person who watches on Twitch like every stream. Shout out to that guy.
Shout out to that guy.
I think that's super cool. Comment in.
I want to find out what's going on in that guy's life. That's what I want to know.
Back too, so because you're a supporter of the show. I think that's super dope.
It's
But
just Will's
I do want to get.
Yeah, he just got it logged in. He doesn't tell us.
It's me. It's me on Twitch right now.
Sorry,
guys. You see this guy saying that
goofy.
Roman is super sexy in the chat? I wonder who that is.
Love the show, fellas. It's me every single show. That'd be funny. That would be funny. But I do want to get right into it. It's late. It is the Real Spiel live show, but it started off as the Real Spiel night show, or what do we call it? The late night show, or I don't even remember what we used to call it, but it is formally. It typically goes on at night. But I don't want to keep everyone up waiting hours and hours into the night as we talk about the things they want to hear. I do want to get right into it. And Trevor, we're going to start with you just because there's a couple of things going on as your Eagles are playing. Is the game still on?
No, that game ended.
It's over.
Did
they
what a fucking wacky.
They win. Did they win 10-7?
Yeah, it was the ending was this. The ending was crazy to a boring ass game. I mean, I had it on mute as we were coming live, but it appeared Green Bay tried to kick a field goal, but it fell short anyway. But then they decided they actually had 5 seconds left, so they got to throw a Hail Mary, which did. Long story short, 10-7 is the final. That game was just. I mean, that sucked. That game belonged on Thursday Night Prime. That's how bad this game was. It did not need to be a Monday Night Football. I mean, it needed to.
Yeah, it was.
It was not.
Once I saw it was like that bad at halftime, I didn't even cut it on. If I'm
the first game, I wanted to say, I think the stat I read, it's the first time since 2009 that it was 0-0 at halftime of Monday Night Football, which was the Browns and Ravens. So really, always good to be in in a class with the Browns when it comes to records you're setting. Sorry about the Ravens.
I'll go watch the highlights and read a little small something about it.
There's no highlights. There's 2 field goals. There's a throw to Devontae Smith, and there's a bunch of fumbles and Miller Moss looking pass attempts. I mean, that's pretty much all it was.
So you're saying Miller Moss is going to get drafted?
I mean, he might as well play tonight.
I want to get right into it. Just as How do you feel about your Eagles, Trevor? Do you feel like you've got good chances of some success this season?
I honestly feel the same way. I think I've said it on the show before, early in the season, where I thought, we're going to win the division just because, we're the skinniest fat kid at fat camp. I mean, that's just kind of how, we're just that, and we can just kind of get by with that because of that. But I just feel like this is a team that's going to get in the playoffs. We may win a playoff game, depending on who we get matched up with, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get in the playoffs and just get kind of smoked by somebody. If we get a playoff win, we'll go on the road more likely, and then get smoked by somebody in the second round. It just doesn't feel like that year. It's just not meshing. Just something feels off. And you know what? I'm okay with it right now. And now that I have 2 Super Bowl rings in my system, like I can accept years like this so much easier.
Yeah. Probably. That makes sense. You've seen some success recently. You also know what it takes. And when you're not seeing the things that typically align with what it takes to have that success, it's probably easier to be okay with it earlier on, that it may not be what you want later on in the season. Right. So I get
I think
that.
it'll be a playoff
Also want to
run.
ask,
I'm not high. My hopes are not. My hopes are not high on winning a Super Bowl. If we do, God love it. It'd be awesome. But I think we're still a playoff team. I mean, we're 7-2. What'll be 3 games up on. Dallas is not going to contend with us. Washington sure is not going to contend with us. The Giants,
Yeah.
they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Matt, shout out to your Pats. They're 8-2.
Oh, man, what a world we live in. I mean, this is like we're living like in 2009 all over again. We got the Broncos, the
Like
Colts,
the most
and the
accurate QB ever.
at this point, yes, he is the most accurate QB of all time. And they've showed like multiple
ridiculous
statistics that like the numbers that he's putting up, quarterbacks in the past have always won the MVP. So like to know that the Patriots, it's not just their schedule anymore. Like they beat the Bucks this weekend. I mean, they're good again, and God, it feels so good after watching what I had to watch the past 3 or 4 years.
Matt, I have to assume because of your age that you're a Patriots fan, but you just jumped on the bandwagon at like 10 or 12 or 8 or 9 or whatever, and just stayed with, and just has been there ever since.
When I was like 4 or 5 years old, my parents, one of them, or not my parents, a person in my family worked for whatever cable company out of town it was, and that was just the only games that were on TV. So like they just forced the Patriots down our throats when I was growing up, and I was like, wow, this
Well, they
team
were
is.
also winning Super Bowls.
They were exactly. So I just watched. That was the only team I ever saw. So when I was like 4 or 5, I was like, okay, I guess I keep watching this team, and I've watched them since then.
That's nice.
The winning doesn't hurt.
It doesn't.
Definitely doesn't hurt.
As long as you're
Will, do I even need to ask?
The rule is, and I have a book on this, Matt. I can send you a PDF.
Okay.
If I figure out how to do a PDF, is that the rule is that you're allowed to jump on bandwagons as long as you're preteen. And
I can agree with that. I can get on that.
If you stay. Otherwise, now if you want to jump on a bandwagon as an older age, that's fine, and you're just that kind of fan. But real fans, if you want to jump on a bandwagon, listen. I jumped on the Blue Jays bandwagon as a 12-year-old, watching them win back-to-back World Series, and being in there after watching them in the ALCS in '89. I stuck with them. 32 years later, I'm still suffering now from that bandwagon jump. So choose your bandwagons wisely when you jump on as a preteen.
I chose mine wisely. Kinda. For sure. I think we got another
he's
Twitch
just a Louisville
viewer.
fan. He likes Baltimore because of Lamar Jackson.
Brother, we've been over this plenty of times.
Yeah,
I'm not a Ravens fan because of Lamar.
Oh,
he's been a Ravens fan for years.
Yeah,
since I was like 8 years
have any
old.
confidence about? Do you have any confidence in the season this year?
Oh, we're making the playoffs. We're winning the division.
I think they make the playoffs.
Yeah,
I give it an.
The AFC is so trash this year.
Yeah.
We won 3 games in a row.
Baltimore is the Philadelphia version of the AFC.
It is weird that they are trash now. Like the AFC is just trash. It's
all of a sudden, but we won 3 games. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's where you Baltimore reminds me of what like I'm described what the Eagles are in the NFC East is that they're not a great team. It's not their best team. I mean, Will will probably tell you that. He's been bitching about them for weeks, but the rest of the league is just not good enough. I mean, and when you have Lamar Jackson. And you have what you have. I mean, if the Bengals were healthy, it could maybe be a question mark, but
we're up to 2, guys.
Gone.
We're up to 2.
And say what?
Somebody posted in the Twitch chat said I joined that guy to make it 2 people solidarity.
Shout out to 2. Shout out to the 2 Twitch viewers.
Right.
No, I mean the Ravens have 2 big-time weaknesses that will eventually bite them in the ass. That is their pass rush, which has been bad for probably since Terrell Suggs left. I would say 20 2019 is when the pass rush started to fall off. 2018 was still really good. But that and then the offensive line is garbage. It's fucking doo-doo. No other way to put it. The left guard and right guard, Andrew Voorhees and Daniel Faalele. Daniel Faalele is a fucking terrorist. He's the worst right guard in the NFL. He sucks. He's going to get Lamar hurt. He's going to get Derrick Henry hurt. He's a trash can. The tackles are good. Tyler Linderbaum at center, kind of been underwhelming relative to his first few seasons in the league, but he's a good player. So we have probably, in my opinion, the best secondary in the NFL. You have a good linebacker in Roquan Smith. You got Lamar Jackson. Got good position talent. So actually, no, I should go back on what I said. We don't have 2 weaknesses. We have 3 weaknesses because we have John Alshire Harbaugh. He's ready to put on another 9/11. You guys know the TikTok edits I'm talking about. That's John Harbaugh.
I'm thinking of the Family Guy scene when the dude's doing the spelling bee, and he's like, "Come on, 9/11 something or other."
John, I say Daniel Faalele is a terrorist, but John Harbaugh is his leader. No, I don't know what happened to Roman, but yeah, he's a horrible coach, so he will let us down at some point. The Ravens will not win the Super Bowl, but they'll make the playoffs, and they're gonna let me down again. Yeah. So it's a give and a take, you know.
You got a ring too, so you're like me. We're okay.
We got 2 of them.
Yeah, but
one in my lifetime. One in my lifetime, but 2 all.
Y'all know I'm feeling good.
Who that?
Who that?
Okay,
T shuck 'em T.
Don't get me started on the who dat rant. Okay,
who dat?
The Saints stealing that shit from the Bengals of all people.
Who dat?
Oh man,
they get 1 win with Tyler Shuck, and he brings out the hat. How much dust is on that thing?
Maybe a little bit. Okay, leave the dust alone. It took a while. It took a few weeks for it to get brought up. Only the second time I can bring it out.
I can't see what kind of hat Matt's wearing. I can't tell the Spiel thing's blocking it.
He already called it out.
Shout out to Tyler Shuck though. What was it? Was it a 126? What was it? 126 point
QBR or passer rating. He threw for what? 268 and 2 touchdowns, no picks, something like that.
Yeah,
he was balling.
We got some comments here. We got here's a compliment. Will gives the best opinions, always hitting the hammer on the nail.
Yeah, baby,
love that.
That's my girlfriend.
S King says
that's my girlfriend. So it actually was his phone. He wasn't lying. He was his phone.
No, she's watching on YouTube.
Oh, I love that. They missed the field goal at the end, talking about the Monday Night Football.
I think they'd have missed the field goal.
Ticket punchers
for a Hail Mary. I'm not sure.
The ticket punchers. Fa la la. Trash comparison is too much credit. He's the trash bag that rips while you're carrying it to the can on trash night.
he has. I swear to God, I know you guys probably don't know who he is. He has the worst film I've ever seen. You could make a low light that's an hour long of his fuck ups on the offensive line. He's a garbage can. So yeah, that's true. He sucks.
Shout out to the ticket punchers. That's JR. He's also
hold back.
He's also a diehard Ravens fan as well. Well, I don't know if he was a Ravens fan before Lamar, but since Lamar has been there, he's been all out, full on Ravens fan. Not just because of not just as the Lamar, every aspect of the team.
No, he goes Flacco past.
Yeah.
Who was your quarterback when you became a fan, Will?
Joe Flacco.
Was it Flacco? Okay.
He said, Lamar Jackson, he's a great quarterback, but something about that Joe Flacco.
Flacco, man.
Something about that
Lamar's
Flacco.
Cool and all, but there's something about Flacco I missed. I put my finger on it, though.
Hey,
something about Flacco.
I love Flacco. Be nice to Boomer Joe, okay? He's saving my fantasy season right now with the Bengals having Jamar Chase.
Old man Joe. I love that motherfucker. But he's the the thing is, he's revolutionized his game. When he played for the Ravens, it'd be 4th and 5. John Harbaugh would go for it. 2-yard check down. Classic every single time. But I love
Nobody
Joe
can make
Flacco.
that throw. That's a elite quarterback right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a nose for the ball.
Where'd Joe Flacco go to college?
Speaking of
Delaware.
Before Delaware.
I don't know.
Went to Michigan.
Oh, well, Michigan wasn't good enough for him. So,
Speaking of not good enough for us, just kidding. But let's get into Louisville football.
it's a great segue.
Not getting the victory Saturday versus Cal, basically ending all hopes of a college football playoff experience this season, unless the unthinkable happens and we went out. We'll start with you, Matt. Overall emotions on where the football team is in the current moment after that loss to Cal and quote unquote season being over in terms of the path to the college football playoff being fully in our grasp, especially after what the ACC did Saturday. How are you feeling?
I mean, playing off of Will's terrorist jokes. I mean, after the game, I almost went into my Saddam Hussein hiding spot. Like, I mean, it was horrible. Like, it was absolutely fucking terrible. I literally walked out of that stadium. That's my girlfriend's first ever football game. She just kept asking me over and over again, if you got all these good players, why do y'all suck? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Why are you asking me these questions? I'm emotional right now. I'm pissed off. And she was like, she literally was just telling me over and over again how ass they were. And it was upsetting me. It was frustrating. And to watch it happen the way it did, just the fact that we just let, Miller miss, as Roman would call him by accident out there, just keep going over and over and over again. Like, this was a game where in Louisville's history, the Cardiac Cardinals, I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to win this. I did not feel that at one point at all in the entirety of the fourth quarter for that game. It was upsetting. It sucked.
After the muffed punt, there was a moment of like, our kickers have good distance. If we can just get them a chance.
Could get them 10 yards,
me,
Roman.
At least,
could get them 10 yards.
If I could just get them a chance, I know if you get them like 5 or 6 or 7 yards, you can maybe get Keller a chance. 8 or 9 yards, you can give Ranvier or Keller a chance. And of course, what do? We get sacked. And then we throw a screen. On 3rd and 16? I with the game on their 3rd and 12 with the game on the line. What was it? It was really, 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 really tough to watch. But you're right. Sorry to interrupt.
What did you guys think about the comment Miller Moss made about the chalk block that got called when he was at his press conference? Because he had the audacity to be like, that's something I don't really want to talk about, whether here nor there. Like, bro, you don't get a chance. You don't get an opportunity to talk about if calls are right or wrong. You fucking sucked. You lose that situation.
Since we're referencing all the terrorist stuff on TikTok, here is Miller Moss's walkout theme song.
I don't know what that is.
Hold on.
That's what he's playing under. That's what's playing in his head under center.
Like when there's 15 seconds left,
when
and
he's
the mic cuts off,
it's just that.
It's just that.
Like,
when the mic cuts off, that starts.
And that comes on his head.
You know that, like, before Game 7, when the Pascal meme came out, when his like eyes roll back into his head, that's Miller Moss on the line about to go under center.
As soon as his voice cuts off,
he starts talking in tongues and like nobody understands, and he just throws it right to the defense.
Possessed. Yeah.
He's
like he doesn't even see the defensive line. Like he's not even watching what's happening in the pocket. He's not even aware of what's happening in the pocket. Not worried about it a little bit. Which
he's like a toddler on Madden. Just like they run the same thing and look at the same reads. They predetermine their passes. When they hit the line of scrimmage, they're like, I'll throw a 15-yard pass over the middle into triple coverage.
You make a good point. Miller Moss is the dude you play against in
with
Madden.
10 yards of space to run in front of
Miller
him.
Moss is the dude who you play against in Madden, who all he does on defense is just play as the lineman. He doesn't play as anybody else. He just uses the lineman the whole game.
You got a D lineman user. That's when you know it's like, I'm eating this game.
Yeah, I'm about to win this game.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the performance Saturday, Trevor?
Wow. First of all, I didn't know we were allowed to make terrorist jokes now. We've got enough time has passed. It's awesome. This is like opens up my playbook by so much. I have to retrain here. But that aside, I mean, listen to everything you said. Yeah. I mean, listen, Miller Moss and Miller Miss is two great minds think alike.
It's gonna stick, Roman. It's gonna stick.
Without who was by the way? Which one of y'all starts? Because I was calling him that to myself during the game.
Roman said
And
it by
without even
accident
being on
calling
today.
that-
Twitter or being connected with any of y'all on the thread. I mean, that's what I was calling him to myself in the house.
I said it in the group chat on Saturday to my friends, and then I've just kind of been thinking it ever
It's
since
just,
I've watched it.
that's crazy you would say that because I mean, like I said, I was here alone watching the game, thinking to myself, saying out loud as I have a tendency to do. If you ever put a camera on me during a game, even when I'm alone, I yell to myself out loud. I talk to myself, I answer myself, which is the problem in its own right, but scare the dogs shitless. But yeah, I mean that's just plain simple. That's where it is. I mean, we've talked about this. Matt, if you ever got a chance to watch the shows or our one, Twitch loyal follower over there, hi Steve, that probably watched. We said, I said it there after the James Madison game. I think it was that this with Miller Moss. I mean, this team is. I mean, we're an 8-9 win bowl team. I mean, there was an opportunity to take advantage of a weak ass ACC. I don't know, maybe like Virginia did with the NC State game, we can call this a cork game and not count it against our ACC record. Maybe we can do that. Hopefully, they did it. They're doing
That'd
it.
be the big brain play, dude. Right after you lose, be like, nope, doesn't count. Doesn't
Yeah,
count.
yeah. It was a core. It was a scheduling core. It was bugging me for weeks how the hell we were one game behind them, and I was like, they lost to NC State, and I had to finally look it up. I was like, oh, come on. Honestly,
They cheated.
It
I'm
all
so
comes
glad
down
the
to
season didn't
Indiana
come down to
backing
that.
out.
If it came down to us not getting the ACC title game because of that, that would have pissed me the fuck off probably even more. So I don't know. Maybe this is kind of a good thing, but it's not. It's a game we shouldn't lose. I mean, listen, the defense was fine. I'm not mad at the coaching. The play call you were laughing about the screenplay. Yes, it looks stupid, but it's also against the defense has been blitzing nonstop. So what are you going to do? You run a screen on 3rd and long. It's just kind of what you do. Unfortunately, we couldn't break it out because our quarterbacks. What pisses me off is the plays that like the wide open Skinner play where he overthrows them, or you have Lacey 1-on-1 and you just can't put the ball in the right spot. I mean, it just the play.
Duke Watson out open to the flat.
When you
and
can
you're
get when
looking
Miller
at
Moss can stay in a clean
coverage
pocket
receiver.
for long periods of time, he can be okay, and we would probably be in make the conference ACC tournament championship game. But we don't have a good enough line to keep him in the pocket for as long as he needs to be comfortable. And when he's not, he is probably Jack Plummer level, if not a little worse. And the 2 games we've lost have literally been on his shoulders. I didn't see the press conference you were referring to where he's talking about one play, but if he's bringing up one play, then that just tells me he's mentally seeing ghosts and he's already done. Because I mean, if you start blaming one plays on your overall bad performance, that's not a good sign. And I hope I don't get arrested for making like insulting rumors about him because apparently that's the thing now.
I think that his punishment should be he should have to play one full game behind the Ravens O line, and then just let him go at him.
I mean, the O line is. I mean, it's frustrating because the ACC is so wide open right now, and that I think and we have enough talent that this team is just missing a.
That's exactly what it is.
We're not even. I really need a superstar quarterback. I know we were spoiled last year getting a quarterback on our roster, but just someone that just doesn't lose the game for you. And that's what he's fucking done in our 2 options. We lost the game for us. I'm not coming in and radio sounding now.
It's a real Spiel classic, man. It's the gift that never
we go,
stops
yeah.
giving.
28 minutes in
There's
today.
even fucking reverb.
We thought we could get a good show. We thought we were on path for a non-technical difficulty line show here, but of course.
Oh my god. All right, man.
I blame Miller Moss.
Oh wait. Oh,
There we
it
go.
got better at the end.
Miller Moss's fault.
That sounded like the washing machines and dryers that like play music whenever their stuff is done, but like AI took over and it was trying to fight back.
Oh, here we go,
Let's see what we
Trev.
get here. I feel like we've got him joining back.
Oh, wait.
Adam.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go, Trevor.
I
Sounding
like
good
how
now.
our stream has the audacity to ask me how my experience was right after that happens.
Like, comment, and subscribe
Seriously,
down below
that
if you
guy-
enjoy.
Yeah, you got the. I hit the thumb down. By the way, it says give us feedback. I said fuck you and just hit send. So I don't know if it counts. What was I talking about? Oh, Miller Moss. Yeah, I don't. Louisville should still beat anybody left on the schedule, despite the fact the Kentucky game is making me much more worried right now. But this is another year we're just gonna have to listen. Hope whoever we get in the transfer portal is going to be better than what we got this year. That's all we can do. Thank God we have the transport now. This isn't like in the old days where we knew if Miller Moss is gone, our only other choices were maybe Deuce or Brady Allen, who clearly the coaching staff feels is not an upgrade.
He's ass,
which worries me. I mean, I know Brady Allen's ass, and Deuce. I mean, I assume maybe he could be productive in the way you could use him, maybe more mobile in the offense, but obviously he's shown zero nut. Will, why he's so funny?
Just Roman the deadpan. He's ass. Like,
He's
yeah,
ass.
There's not much else to it.
Well, he's not
You can't
wrong.
dissect this game outside of saying that. That's
He's ass.
No, I mean
Couldn't
he
have said it better
sums it
myself.
up perfectly. He is ass.
Go ahead and end the stream. We're done, guys. Roman's
So, I
Roman's
mean,
finished it out for
that
us.
tells you. I mean, we've got to go. I mean, I don't know if there's. Wouldn't say we're not going to go the freshman route probably in terms of recruitment and quarterback. So, I mean, all we can do is just hope we get a better quarterback next year in the transfer portal.
which is stupid to me. That's stupid to me when you've got these opponents that you've got on your schedule. You don't have a chance at the playoff. Throw Deuce out there. If what's the worst case scenario, Trevor? What's the worst case scenario if you throw Deuce out there for the remainder of the season? Because I agree with you. Clearly he isn't established enough for you to have the confidence to give them the nod fully right now, or to actually come in and do what you did in the first quarter against Miami consistently throughout other games. You don't believe him enough to go out there and do that, or even give him the option for throwing downs. So it sounds like you're probably on path for the transfer portal route anyways. You're not starting Mason Mims probably as a redshirt sophomore. You're not starting Briggs Curry as a true freshman. Has Braum? Let's go look at his history. Has he ever started a true freshman ever in his life?
It doesn't matter if those guys had any chance at playing right now, they would have been considered at this point, and they're not. They're not being considered.
So in that case, why throw Mr. Miss out there when you can throw in Deuce Adams, so we know can at least when his pocket collapses, he's going to run forward for yards instead of backwards out of the pocket and running into his offensive lineman and falling down. That's at least someone who knows what to do when things go to shit. I'm saying that we haven't really seen that, but
no, and you're right. And let's be honest. I mean, if you're gonna say accuracy is his issue in terms of throwing the ball, I mean, really, can it be any worse than Miller Miss? I mean, he can't. I mean,
so I say, and then I hear if you do that and he goes and lights it up, then he's gonna have to go to the portal. He's gonna go to the portal and command too much money. As it stands right now, what's the current quarterback situation for starter next year? What are you paying if Deuce goes crazy and commands more money? What are you paying him that you give him more money then? Because you're going to have to pay that quarterback anyways, right? It's a valuable position to this offense. So I think you do something different for the remainder of the year, since there's technically nothing you can do to go and give yourself the better chance. I mean, you can win, but I don't feel the need to play Miller any longer. If the transfer portal route is your next route of next season, at least go see what you can get out of your backup and maybe get him for a little cheaper than what you would go get for the 2026 version of Miller Moss, which is probably what Jeff's going to go do. To me, I just think it's tough to watch Jeff go out there and sling Miller Moss out there for games when you can go and let a backup. What is he? He's a redshirt freshman, Deuce is.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're not getting blown out here, guys. I mean, and Miller. I mean, we went to Miami. Now I know they're 2-2 or 2-3, whatever. I mean, and we were 4-1 with Moss at quarterback. I mean, it's just to lose the close games like did. I'm surprised, Will. I mean, you still Ron English a phone call. I know it wasn't the greatest performance against Cal, especially when you get 16 yards, 16 catches to a 5'8" dude named Dala Soul or something, but. I mean, that's. But the defense did as much. The defense was fine in the game. It did as much as it should. The game was lost because of Miller Moss.
Oh, it was 100% lost by Miller Moss.
The defense gave you the chance in the second half. So I can't. They locked in
I
the
mean, if we don't
second
call
half.
him Miller miss, can we call him Miller loss?
Yeah, Will, you pick.
I like Miller miss better.
He hasn't
honestly,
lost a lot.
but
He does miss a
both-
lot though.
Will's
Yeah.
looks like me after like Game 7 of the World Series right there. I mean, that's just kind of the expression I had on my face, thinking because there's not much we can do. All we can do is just suffer for the next. How many more games we got left with Moss?
3,
Well,
4 if you count the
3.
bowl.
Who
game.
we got left? Will remind me.
Don't look at it
I know
that
UK.
way.
I know
mean,
SMU.
Clemson, SMU,
Then
UK.
and that's it.
Okay, I mean,
So
Clemson, SMU, UK in a bowl game.
at this point, I mean, unless Moss is just throwing
Unless
like 2
GT
interceptions
loses,
in the
Virginia
first half
Tech
of the
loses,
game,
this
I
team
don't see him
loses, this
being
team
bold.
loses, then we could still technically get into the ACC title game, but that's not fucking
I'm
happening.
not. Let's just worry about a bowl game and see what we look like in the bowl. I mean, the season has LSU written all over it in the Peach Bowl anyway or some shit.
I just let the man Deuce play, bro. Like, just give the fans something they want to watch. I don't give a shit if he's great. I don't give a shit if he's ass. Like, I am genuinely afraid of what I will see if we have to push Miller Moss out there again. I think there will be a world record broken of how fast fans will boo their own team in a
That's
sporting
the
event.
thing. There's no need to go get him booed. There's no need
Well,
to
Matt,
go.
let me ask you this. I mean, if they put Deuce in and he sucks ass, I mean, are you okay with just bringing Miller back in?
No, because at least then, like, if Deuce
No.
sucks ass,
Throw
then I know he
Mason
sucks
Mims
ass.
in the game.
Yeah, I know he sucks ass. So it's like, okay, now we have another problem of like Braum isn't developing these dudes at all. Like, we're just not putting any effort in. So it's like, okay, at least I'm getting, we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone, but both of the birds are my best friends. I'm not getting good news, but it's news at least.
You don't pay these guys and bring them back each year to not potentially play them if the moment arises, right? If you don't think the moment has arisen, you're delusional. I don't mean you, Trevor. I mean Jeff Braum. Like,
No, I can be delusional.
where is your season right now, and what has Miller Moss been? Like, Will, where is our season headed to right now?
I mean, I think there's still potential for this to be a really good season. And one thing that I'll say,
Yeah.
you guys know how much I hate Jack Plummer. And Trevor, you're actually probably going to be surprised because usually I'm the one who's a Debbie Downer about football. But in this case, I'm probably going to be a little bit higher than you guys. But in year
I
one
don't
of
think you're
Jeff
higher than
Braum,
me right now.
yeah, fair enough. But Jack Plummer was horrible. I was very outspoken in my disdain for him as a player, not as a person, obviously. But I just couldn't believe that Jeff wasn't putting another quarterback out there like Pierce Clarkson, who was a very highly touted recruit that we had, or Brady Allen at the time, who was a top 10 quarterback in his class. So I was like, why are you not giving these guys a shot when clearly Jack Plummer's not giving us the best chance to win? And the reason he didn't put Pierce Clarkson or Brady Allen in is because they sucked. And they're
Or ass.
worse than Jack Plummer.
We're learning that.
They're garbage. They both suck. So, which is both a testament to Jeff knowing more than we do, but also it's like, why are they on your roster then at the end of the day? But that's neither here nor there. This year, I assume Miller's going to start on Friday at Clemson. If he starts playing horribly, which that's likelier than not to happen, and Deuce Adams doesn't come in the game, I think that's an indictment on the potential of Deuce Adams, more so than Jeff's distrust of Miller Miss, I should say. Because if he's not willing to pull that trigger and think that this guy who is the future currently still gives chance to win, like he's not going to be his job security and the perception of him from the fan base is not more important than Miller Moss's emotional stability. It's just not. I'm sure he loves the kid and he's going to do whatever he can to help him, but he's not sacrificing Miller Moss's, mental fortitude for job security. That's just not how it works. So if he sucks and he doesn't put somebody else in, that means that our backup quarterbacks are not cutting it. So, we pivoting?
I agree. I mean, not to interrupt Will, but I agree with
No,
what he said
sorry.
100%.
No.
No, you're good. But it's just if Deuce doesn't play,
and Will, to be fair,
then,
Will, I know you hated Jack Plummer too, but I want to catch. I know we love making jokes. Miller miss, Miller loss, and listen, he's deserved a lot of the criticism. But I mean, he probably has played better than Jack Plummer played that year.
No,
I mean, overall,
disagree.
I don't know. I mean, listen, the flaws are there, but Moss has not been complete ass. I don't think.
Can you
he
tell
could
me
play a
I
lot
disagree too,
better.
Will. Nobody else does.
Can you tell me off the top of your head one deep throw that Miller Moss has hit on this season?
Well, no, but I have short-term memory.
I don't,
He
and I
had
can't.
I mean, it depends on what you call
Deep throw, like
Yeah,
a throw 40 plus yards down the sideline for like a deep shot, air yards, not just like he's dumping it off for 10 and it goes for 50. I mean, like he stepped up into a throw and threw a bomb down the field.
the one to
Not one.
Meeks. The one
No,
to
he's just
Meeks
not-
got
he's-
intercepted.
Hasn't been one this year.
I think we forget that there were multiple games that Jack Plummer won us. Like Jack Plummer won those games. He had some pretty
I'm
bad
not going
ones.
that far.
Well, the
I'm
big
not
difference,
going
I think, the big difference is Plummer
No.
didn't lose the games. Moss has lost it. Plummer didn't
No.
make the turnovers that Moss has in the two games.
I mean, that Georgia Tech
That
game.
cost us those games.
Oh, George, no. Jack Plummer was a garbage can. And he literally couldn't eat. I thought this guy has the arm strength of a pool noodle. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, especially in the first half. People were like, well, he played better in the second half. It's because the coaching staff literally only let him throw the ball 5 yards or less down the field. Like, they were not letting him lose the game for them. And Jack Plummer had arguably worse turnover problems than Miller Moss this year, and that's saying a lot. Let's be honest. Now, did he throw a lot more touchdowns? Yes. Did he have some deep shots that were successful? I think of off the top of my head that bomb against NC State to Chris Bell for a touchdown in that road game. The bomb to Chris Bell down the sideline against Miami in that road game that we won. There were several cases in which he connected on deep balls, and he at least attempted them. Did he short arm a lot of them?
Bomb to thrash.
Yes.
There's a bomb to thrash.
Bomb to thrash against Indiana right
Against Indiana.
So Jack had the ability, and credit to him, to stand in the pocket and take hits and take chances. Now, was he very accurate? No. Did he have that much talent? No, but he played his ass off. And that's not to say that Miller doesn't play his ass off. I'm just saying he's incapable of doing anything well. Now, that's probably mean, but can he stand tall in the pocket and throw into pressure? No. Can he be accurate consistently? No. Can he throw more than 20 yards down the field? No. Can he scramble outside of the pocket? No. What's the thing that he does best at? Hand the ball off to running backs. That's all he does well. So, to me,
not always.
If he's yeah, exactly. If he starts the rest of the season and he continues his current play, that's a bad sign, and that means that we're either going to be heavily reliant on Briggs Cherry next season, or that we're going to need to get another portal quarterback, because we all would like to think that Deuce Adams is the answer. But, I mean, I don't know, man. If Deuce Adams is a redshirt sophomore, he's been in the program for coming in his third year, and he's not ready to start, that's a bad sign. You would say that's the perfect opportunity.
It's another Pierce Clarkson situation
of getting portal quarterbacks. You're like, okay, now we've developed in-house. Now we have multiple generations of quarterbacks. Deuce Adams, then Mason Mims a year behind him, Briggs Cherry a year behind him. You're like, okay, well, we're starting the factory building of quarterback talent in-house, not in the portal. If you have to go back in the portal this year and get your starter, that's bad news. And it might work out for us. Well, it's
not ideal news. It's like it's not good. It's not what it should be. In year 3, with a quarterback guru, offensive mindset team or coaching staff, going into year 4, you shouldn't need a. Am I crazy? Like these are 2 quarterback guys.
The thing is that right now Braum is 1-1 in terms of trans. Because
he's 1 for 3. Jack Plummer not a hit. Not a hit.
No, that was his first year coming into Louisville. He had short term.
No. I'm not disagreeing.
1 and 2.
I'm saying that I understand Jack Plummer was a stopgap quarterback. Like, you had to get from the portal right there, but you could have done better than that.
Yes, I'm giving him a mulligan on that one. So I'm going 1-1, and we're going into the next season. We just got to get a better transfer quarterback. I mean, that's just
a wise man once said,
"Simple."
He's ass.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be. I promise you, the talent pool. There will be transfer quarterbacks out there, and they do want to come play. I want to say now the problem is that we have to find one in our salary range. Is where the issue I think more lies is You know, we can't go out
and that's why you don't want to go to the portal. You got to get a
we
running
have
back.
to go to the portal. We're not gonna.
You're gonna maybe have to get a running back or two. You're gonna maybe have to get, not maybe. You need a couple receivers. Whether that's a high level, you're gonna need a high level wide receiver and probably another wide receiver. You're gonna need some defenders as well, a lot.
I have no confidence in any other position that Braum has done in the transfer portal. I mean, can we agree to that? I mean, he's done very well wide receiver in the transfer portal over in the 3 years. He's done, I think, well defensively for the most part for an offensive guy in the transfer portal. The offensive line has had some misses, obviously, but it also did have a couple decent hits. I mean,
They developed.
It all comes down to quarterback in college football, really. And we're 1-1 right now. And in terms of
Well, and you got to think
now we got to
too.
get back to the portal and get one.
With this roster, there aren't many holes on it besides quarterback. I mean, you could say tight end isn't the best, or we don't have as much corner depth as we want. But relative to most programs in the country, we're pretty well off. Like, our best defensive player got hurt, and there hasn't been really much of a drop off at all from the linebackers. So it's the frustrating part
about
is
the
that,
ACC. We're as good as anybody in the ACC. If not the best team in the ACC.
Yeah, no, definitely. We have talent that can stack up with anybody, but when you don't have a quarterback that can complete a pass, and you have to protect him, and teams know that. Nobody's stupid. They know that Miller Moss is incapable of beating them. So, like Jack Plummer, I mean, he couldn't really beat many teams, but at least he didn't. Well, I don't want to say he didn't kill you because we lost several games because of him, but at least he had a higher ceiling than Miller Moss does, and that's without a doubt. And I take back every positive thing. Fuck, I'm shitting on this guy, but I'm sorry, Miller Moss. But I take back everything nice that I said about Miller Moss early in the season because I was dead wrong, and I hate that I'm wrong, but he's not good.
I told y'all.
He's not good.
Well,
You're right.
Let me ask you guys this.
You were right.
Let me get your opinion on this because we've kind of gone the same path the last 2 years in the transfer portal in terms of quarterback, and I just don't mean big stiff white dudes. That we've gone with the decent prospect looking for a second chance path and it worked out with Tyler Shuck obviously, and we went with Miller Moss to work. Would you prefer looking at that path again going into year 3, or kind of do what some of the schools are doing, like your Vanderbilt, and go get kind of that MEAC, not MEAC, but the kid out of New Mexico State or something, or go out into one of the smaller
the best
conferences.
player at that level. Yeah, the best player at the lower level.
Division 2 level. An incarnate word type kid. Maybe not one that's flashing $6,000 and acting like he's hot shot on Twitter, but in that level. Would you prefer maybe trying that path opposed to the path that we've gone 1-1 in the last 2 years?
Nope, because we're not in the position where we need to do that. That's my opinion.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing, Trevor.
That way, though.
Here's my thing, Trevor. And here's my thing. I think if you got good enough tape and there was a way, like if you could get a kid like that for 2 years and you got it on a pay cut, basically. If you get 2 years for a kid like that, potentially, obviously, there's no way to know. But if a kid with multiple years of eligibility, I'm tired of a kid that's already seen so much different types of college football. There's not anything you can really do or add to his game, right? You got Tyler Shucks don't fucking fall out of the fucking sky. A kid that's seen different types of offenses, that's had to do different types of things, and is still able to come in here and do exactly what you asked of him and a little bit more. That's really, really rare to get on a price cut like that. Obviously, the injury history is why you get him at a price cut. But I think I would be okay with that if you get someone that's maybe a couple years younger, that still has a few years of eligibility, that's maybe somebody you could potentially build around. Obviously, there's no way to guarantee that. And you spend all of that mother money elsewhere. And I'm meaning like if you're giving Miller Moss $2 million, which I have no idea, I'm assuming, right? Let's just say. If you're giving Miller Moss like a $2 million and like I don't know, like the kid from North Texas a year ago, you could go get for
Mestamaker
$800,000 or something like that. Yeah, which is definitely not the case. He definitely got probably $2 million or something like that. But if you could go get somebody that's at a lower level school that can use his feet and sling the ball, like where did like a Chandler Morris type of play style at that level, and it's coming for cheap. And you have maybe a little bit to add to their game because they're still a little bit younger and you still have some tendencies that haven't been set in stone yet, I would be okay with that, just because if that means more likelihood at a Clev Lubin on both sides of the edge and maybe going and getting a Stan Clark in the portal when you need one, or going and getting a Quincy Riley in the portal if you need one, then hell yeah. If it means getting multiple players like that on the defensive end and maybe a wide receiver stud or something like that, I'd be okay with it. But if you're spending $2 million on something like that, no.
Yeah, I mean,
which is a big way of saying no, pretty much, because that's not going to happen.
Matt, say something.
I mean, we're coming to the point where, I mean, this team is going to have multiple pieces replaced by the portal next year, because I mean, we just like Chris Bell is going to be a big guy we're losing. You know, like we're going to lose a lot of pieces on defense too, as well as quarterback. You know, so if Deuce Adams doesn't come in at some point or step up, and like we get to the point where, like Will was saying, where these guys, like Roman said, might just be ass. They might all be ass, and we don't know. Then you do have to go to the portal and get somebody. Whereas I agree with Roman, I'd rather get somebody younger that you can kind of develop a little bit and kind of get
if you have to go to the portal.
If you have to
go to the portal,
but the issue with that, like I said, is you're going to have to replace multiple positions. I don't think there's any possible way we keep Isaac Brown and Duke Watson again after what we saw this year. One of them is definitely going to leave. Well, and Keywan Brown, you're going to lose him too. So it's going to be a really tough way to disparage where your money's going to go. Where are you going to put the most focus in? And I think most of the fan base is going to yell at Jeff Brom quarterback, because they're tired of seeing the bad quarterback play. So it's going to come down to the point, how much do we trust Jeff Brom with the money, and who do we want more? What do we want?
If you make Keywan RB1, though, I think you can get him. I think if you tell Keywan he's RB1, I think you could probably get him back. But other than that, you're completely right.
But then
you might be right
about on Isaac.
I don't know if you're going to be able to. I don't know. I feel like it might be one of those situations where he'll get offered a number you probably aren't willing to pay for what you got this year.
Because we thought the same thing with Chris Bell.
Matt, I know you're new to me, but to answer your question with how much trust in Brom, these two can tell you that I abide by the Church of Brom. And Brom, I trust. He is my Jesus. And so, yeah, I trust Brom 100%. I trust Brom with my sports life. So, yes, obviously he made a mistake with Miller Moss. We all make mistakes. Look what I did during the 90s. But, you know, we make up for it. We improve.
He has to rectify it. And it's not put that dude out there on the field anymore.
Yeah, I agree with that. Matt, you got to jump out of here before we get out of here, or before we transfer over to basketball, and you have to jump out real quick. Tomorrow, rivalry game, UofL UK basketball going at it down at the Yum Center. Who do you got? Who's your player of the game?
Cardinals are going to take it 85-79. I think the player of the game is going to be, I think it's going to be Ryan Conwell. I think he's going to get dudes in foul trouble early. He's going to force their hand, and then we're going to see, I think he's going to get going early, and then we're going to see Louisville's depth kind of come into play. You're going to see Kenai Roos kind of step up. You're going to see Isaac McNeely gets a lot of open shots. But at the end of the day, the coolness of Ryan Conwell is going to get it done for us.
Love to hear it. Appreciate you joining in, being our new co-host here on the show.
Thanks a lot, guys.
See you, brother.
Do some things before you get going. You got an early morning call.
See you guys.
We'll get Matt in again next week. Shout out to him, Matt Childress, co-host and producer over at the Big X Sports Radio. But
quality control coach.
We gotta get some predictions out, fellas. We've got rivalry week tomorrow, as we've got the background picture taken by me at the start of this season.
What are we thinking? Before we get predictions, we should have gotten this to Matt, but are we, as much as we've talked shit about Moss and a little bit about Brom, I mean, we're going to overlook the fact that some dude in Texas got arrested for fucking terrorist attacks on Brom and Miller Moss. And what I believe the charge was theft extortion, which is that's still kind of new to me. I don't know what that thieving extortion is, but I mean, are we getting another Karen Cipher over here? I mean, what the fuck? I mean, how bad does your DMs have to be to somebody to get arrested for it?
I mean, I heard that it was. I mean, I didn't hear. That's some crazy stuff. That's
supposedly the dude that just lost a lot of money on betting on Lobo, which is your own fucking
I think
fault.
So. Like, if it's a crazy better, then that's just fucked up. Like, I mean, it's fucked up regardless. I shouldn't say that, but Like, you should never be threatening anybody. Is like, if it's out of just anger for anything sports related and you feel the need to say something, go say your own opinions on your ex account, right? Like, opinions on what the hell just happened and why you're mad at it. There's no need to be threatening human beings on the outcome of something that has nothing to do with you at all. Like, if you are fucking meaningless to anything happening, why are you getting that angry in the first place? Is it because you lost that much fucking money? Then you're a fucking idiot. That's just that simple.
According to Google, by thieving, extortion is like threatening to reveal a secret or like steal something. He threatened to like steal Jeff's dog or something, like hold him hostage if he didn't pay him the money back. I mean, I have no idea what he could have done. Listen, I know it's hard to say because, but if you want to talk as much shit about somebody on your social media account and even tag them for all I give a fuck, be my guest. I think it's stupid and I think you're dumb for it, but that's no here nor there. But you can't directly threaten somebody. That's just not cool. And don't. If you want to vent, listen. Will Smith is dead to me after Game 7, and I'll point. I'll say it to me. Fuck KCD, Will Smith. It too. Will Smith. It hurt. It hurt that bad. That solo home run did. And if he'd maybe been that clutch for us at Louisville, Dan McDonald would have won a big one by now. But that's no here nor there. But I'm not going to go on social media even cuss him out. If I meet him, I'm not going to. Well, I probably will say fuck you to him if I meet him in person because I'm that type of guy. But it would be all in tongue in cheek. Hey, I'm the same guy who once met Chad Johnson and told him we're going to shut his ass down. Little Shepherd wasn't going to give up a shit. I had no problem with it. He's an Eskimo brother. It's all good. But yeah, it's insane shit. I mean, you younger generation, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, they are. I want to transition quick though, fellas. I don't want to spend too much time just because we don't get the good replay numbers on people that aren't watching live if we have it too long. And we did spend about 10 minutes longer on football than I planned to. About 16 minutes longer, actually, if I'm being honest. I want to ask you guys how you're feeling about tomorrow.
Too long is a bad thing.
How are you feeling about tomorrow? How are you feeling about the Cards' chances tomorrow night going up against Kentucky? I did want to show this one thing here just because 72.9% chance to win right now, according to ESPN. Let's see what this does here. Yes. 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 Here we go. What do we think of this?
I think I'm old and need my glasses. I can't read it.
72. Whoa.
I'll be honest.
72.9% chance to win here.
I don't give a shit. It's a rivalry game. My hatred for Kentucky is runs deep, and I don't give a shit about predictions. I just want to see results. I'm not getting my hopes up or about predictions. My vibes are about 50-50 right now for the game tomorrow. I am a little worried, but
what worries you, Trevor?
I want Will's prediction. Will looks tired. We'll wake up. How do you feel about the dream game? It's dream game, baby. 1983, Knoxville, Tennessee, Elite Eight. Look, Kentucky up by 12. What do? We go to the press. Joby Hall, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. They're pressing us. What do we do? Let's throw it to the corner. Steal the ball. Dunk. No threes because it's 1983. Go to overtime. Whoop their ass. Go to the Final Four.
Doesn't matter after that.
Like Major League. It's like Major League. We just won. There's no reason to talk about what happened after.
Yeah, I've seen
it. Game, baby. We'll wake up.
I've seen it, thanks to my mom. Shout out to her. But yeah, this game is very interesting. Trevor, I fall in line with you. I think throw all the stat bullshit out the window, and I'm a stats guy. Oh my god.
Yes, we're Eskimo brothers. Me and Chad Johnson are Eskimo brothers. And Marcus Maben for that. That's another story.
Anyways, all right. Throw all that out the window.
What?
It's a 50-50 game. I will be honest. For a lot of this week, I have thought that UK was going to win. Not going to lie. Don't stone me. But the more that I think about it is... And it's ironic because we thought coming into the season we have incredible shooting, but we might lack in athleticism. I actually think that we're a more athletic team than Kentucky. And I was also thinking to myself, what is a recipe for failure for us? Like, what is one thing that's going to happen that's going to be a common denominator in our losses? I think that it's going to be one guy that has extremely high end, like first round pick NBA level talent to beat us and to make tough shots. That's a bot, I believe. Darren Peterson did it against us. Obviously, it was an exhibition game, but he still tore us to shreds. We played good defense. He made tough shots. Who's the only guy on their team, on Kentucky's team, that we think could do that? It's probably Otega Owe, but he's not a good enough jump shooter to do that. He's a guy that wants to attack downhill. So Kentucky is going to challenge our bigs to actually be physical in this game. We don't know if Farouk can do that. I don't think Ali Khalifa can do that. So then where do we have our answers? They come in Kenai Ruths and Kaysen Pryor, honestly. And more so Kenai Ruths than Kaysen, because Kenai has emerged, and I don't think this is going to continue, as the alpha on this team. Now, when I say I don't think it's going to continue, I think he's still going to be a key piece on this team, but he's not going to be the guy. But he is a ceiling raiser for this roster because he's going to be able to guard. He's probably going to be matched up on Mo Diabate when he's in the game. And if
I was going to say, he could be that guy defensively.
Yeah, and I do think Mo Diabate is the biggest issue for Louisville tomorrow night. Keeping him off the backboard and preventing him from getting lob dunks or free dunks, kind of like Flory Badunga did against us in the exhibition game. Being on your P's and Q's on pick and roll defense and help side defense is going to be crucial in this game, because Mark Pope saw that film. He's going to try to abuse that, so you have to have an answer for it. Now, besides that, I thought we locked up Kansas pretty well, and Peterson just had an electric first half, and that was kind of the difference in the game. I don't think anybody on Kentucky has the ability to consistently, in one-on-one situations, just get buckets on our head all the time. Otega Owe can get to the rim. I'm sure he's going to get his tomorrow. UK's got some really good shooters. Colin Chandler, Denzel Aberdeen, Cam Williams, all those guys can light it up. Any of those three could be players that
Cam
every
Williams
single
really
season,
light it up.
Brother, he's a prime time candidate to score 20 on us tomorrow, because what always happens every single season we play UK, some guy who's not that good at shooting comes and pulls 6 threes out of his ass and never does it again for the rest of the season.
Who was the guy last year that hit
Lamont Butler had 30.
Lamont Butler.
Didn't miss a shot, and then didn't sniff 6 threes again for the rest of the season. It happens every single time that Louisville and UK are at least evenly matched on paper. So Cam Williams is the primetime candidate for that, because he has the ability. He just really hasn't gotten into his flow at UK yet. He's still figuring out his role. So the alphas for UK, that is, at least at this point, because Jalen Lowe's been out, it's been Colin Chandler and Otega Owe. Jalen Lowe's not a good shooter. I don't think we really have to worry about him killing us tomorrow. I do think that we can pick on him on defense, just like they're going to try to do to Isaac McNeely. We're going to do the same thing to Jalen Lowe. That's what we did all last season in both games against Penn. Sorry, I'm ranting. I'm just giving you my full breakdown.
No,
I do think we have an advantage on the backboards. We're going to be able to get a lot of offensive rebounds. Frew is very good at being in position for getting offensive rebounds for his lack of physicality. So Kentucky doesn't have, outside of guys like Malachi Moreno, and he's still super green. So I don't think he's going to see a ton of minutes in this game unless he has to play a lot. We're going to have opportunities to win the battle on the backboard. So all that comes down to this. What are the main stats that'll determine this game in my eyes? It comes down to turnovers, and it comes down to 3-point field goal percentage, because we're going to shoot a lot of threes. Kentucky is not going to shoot as many threes, but they're going to put their fair share up. I don't, maybe it's not 3-point field goal percentage, but I will say this. If we can hit 12 threes or more, we're going to win the game, like without a doubt. If it's 8 to 10, it's going to be very close. And if it's any less than that, we're probably going to get blown out. So I think getting 12 is probably the moneymaker for us tomorrow. So who do I think will be the player of the game? I do think it'll be Ryan Conwell, because Jalen Lowe will not be able to guard Michael Brown. If Jalen Lowe's on Michael Brown, then I'm going to say Michael is the player of the game. So basically, whoever Jalen Lowe's guarding is going to be the player of the game because they might try to stick him on Isaac McNeely, but then you have Colin Chandler on Conwell, and it's like, well, Chandler's not a horrible defender, but he can't check Conwell. So I do think we have some matchup advantages. Kentucky also has some matchup advantages, and they have a lot of talent. They have the shooting. They don't have the size, I don't think, to beat us like other teams on our schedule can, but they have other avenues to beat us. So they might.
Yep.
I'm going to say my prediction is super long-winded. Again, sorry. I'm going to say 87-84 Louisville wins.
This is twice now on a show I should have never gone after Will. Like, I mean, I don't know what else to say that he hasn't said. That
No, you said three things that I said in the show with Rashawn earlier.
It's like I just passed the Will first again. It's like, well, what the fuck is that? I didn't learn my lesson the first time. It's like, hey, just grab the stove. It's already on. No, I mean, I don't know. First one, it's kind of weird for me because, I mean, anybody, we haven't actually done this since Louisville's had even an exhibition game in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of weird for you not to describe Frew like he's Hakeem Olajuwon, like you were before we actually got to see anybody play. So it's kind of refreshing to see you come back to earth now.
I will say this.
I'm not being hard. Listen. I'm not going to be hard on Frew.
Good.
I'm not.
You're good. No, I understand. So when we got him in the
I
offseason
do like
at first, I was like, I like Frew, but can we really rely on him to be like our shoe-in center? And then I saw some of his tape and people were talking like, yeah, he's gonna be really good. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm buying in. This dude's gonna be a demon. Shoe him in at starter. He's gonna be all ACC big man. That's a little overzealous. Now, do I think he can still be really good? Yes, but I'm more in line with your expectations, but not as drastic. Because you said he was going to suck, basically. He does not suck.
He said he shouldn't start, Trev.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I think I thought Khalifa should start. I don't know. I mean, I really don't think that's really a crazy thing to say.
No, it's not.
I think they both have their pluses and their minuses. I will say about Frew, I do like though, and watching him, now through exhibition games and the other games, and it's crazy to think that the game that really is the most important to kind of look at looking into this game is probably the exhibition Kansas game because that shows as much as anything than even just the two regular season games because of the opponents. No offense to them, but with Frew, he's not a guy, obviously, you're going to run a play through. I mean, you can run a play for him, like a pick and roll or something, but you're not going to run the offense through him in any way. But he obviously has experience. He's, as Will said, he does do a decent job at positioning himself when it comes to rebounding. Defensively, he's not very good. I mean, at least in terms of shot blocking, particularly. Now he may average like one a game just because he's a 7'3" wingspan and just will kind of fall ass backwards into averaging one a game. He probably should, the 7-footer averaging like 5 rebounds a game type thing. But he's not a shot. We have no shot blocking at all on this team, which does worry me a little bit. And then the game worries me down the road a little bit too. But that being said, we'll worry about that further down the road. Well, with Frew, he kind of, and this is, I'm going to go really old school on you guys, but when I watch him play, like, I don't know, he kind of reminds me of a guy named AJ Bramlett, and he's before your guys' time a little bit. He was on, he played in the '90s for Arizona, but he's a guy that just he matches what I think this team wants to do very well as a big guy who can run the floor. And when I look at this team, this is going to sound crazy, but I kind of get this '97 Arizona vibe from this team, where the way it's built, with that was a team that would go on and win a national championship as a 4 seed. The only 4 seed I think that still do it. But you had a team that had good upperclassmen wing players and guys like Miles Simon who got really extremely hot in the tournament and lived up, became a folk hero. But you had a guy like Michael Dickerson who was a great swing shooter. You had a very awesome 5-star point guard guy, maybe not Mike Bibby, you might remember him. That was on that team. You had a guy like Jason Terry who came off the bench, another explosive guard who was a sophomore on that team who ended up being pretty damn good himself. But you also had like 2 big men that really just meshed well and ran the floor well with that team and what they want to do, what Lute Olson did on the offense. And that was A.J. Bramlett and Ben Davidson. And that's how I kind of look at this team, the way it's built. Khalifa is his own thing. He's just kind of the Egyptian magician, or whatever you want to call him. He's the poor man's Joker out there. Poor flat broke Joker, but still, he's got Joker on his money. But with like what Ruth can do and what Farouk can do, like they remind me of that Davidson Bramlett kind of combo. And now Hadley's kind of been there in a mix, kind of lost in purgatory with this, but scenario. But that mixed with the 4-guard rotation that we can have with Mikael Brown and Rogers and your boy from you mentioned him twice now. What's the white kid and then the
Ryan Conwell. Oh,
Fryer.
McNeely.
Thank you,
Isaac McNeely.
McNeely and Conwell. Yeah,
Oh, McNeely.
that's kind of our four guard version of that. I may be
Yep.
crazy to say this or just overly stoned in comparison to the '97 Arizona team because in hindsight that team obviously did what it did in the tournament, but it wasn't a great. It was a good team over through the season and got hot and late. Hopefully that's what this team can do. Matches a lot of those check marks. That said, I am worried about what you aren't as worried about the big inside matchup of Kentucky. I am. I worry that maybe hopefully Pryor doesn't try to do too much in this game. I love the fuck them at the end of the press conference, but I also don't want him to try to go into I have to do hero ball Pryor thing. I'd love to see Ruth play well. I don't expect him to look anything like he did in the last 2 games in this matchup. I think it's going to really come down to Khalifa being able. I think he'll get the majority of the minutes over Farouk in this game. I think he'd be the right play. But it's really going to come down to Mikael Brown with me. And this is the type of game where we go out and get a guy like Mikael Brown, i.e. a Mike Bibby, and add him to that team. Another comparison I made jokingly, tongue-in-cheek, to a friend of mine the other day was when Memphis finally added Derrick Rose to a team that was, always that good teams, but just needed that one superstar. And that's what Mikael Brown is supposed to be this team. Kansas game, he looked a little rusty and there was some issues, but we'll chalk it up to one exhibition game. He's looked good. If we're going to win this game, Mikael Brown's player of the game. That's to me. That's the only way we win this game if Mikael Brown is the player of the game.
I kind of tend to agree with you, Trevor. I feel like if it'd be interesting if there's somebody listening who's listened to me at all 4 shows today. But I've said this is like my 4th or 5th time saying it today on the live airwaves. I'm with you, Trevor. I worry about our ability to defend the interior against other opposing front courts, but in specific teams that are going to know how to exploit that, right? Granted, I don't think the back-to-the-back skill is all that great, or even the face-up skill is all that great with the front court. But they have an offense that moves things around and gets them the ball down low in ways to make simple decisions where they're not actually playing through their bigs. They're getting their bigs in the spots without a help defender nearby. Little things like that, especially off the roll and stuff. I feel like Jalen Lowe should help a little bit with that. That makes me kind of worry a little bit. Just are our bigs going to be prepared, right? And granted, if the second big is Case and Pryor, which is going to be a lot of double big lineups, right? You're willing to go double big out there when you've got 3 guards. I want to see the Case and Pryor Sonny Frew lineup. I think that's going to be critical for us. Just the switchability that Kaysen can give you if he's able to slide his feet a little bit still, right, and able to guard a Diabate and stand up tall and give that length. I think the key in this game, though, Will, like you said, turnovers 1. For me, it's going to be number 2 is going to be free throw attempts. You have to stay out of foul trouble in this game. You have to stay out of foul trouble in this game. Granted, we are deep for a reason, right? We do not want a scenario where Adrian Woolley and Kobe Rogers are having to play more minutes than Mikael Brown and Ryan Conwell because you're not able to defend properly like you need to out on the perimeter without fouling. Now, I'm not saying that they've been prone to that. I just know that Kentucky's guards are going to try to get into our guards. They're going to try to say that these guys aren't very big. You should be able to get into the paint and get downhill on these guys. Kentucky's had a little bit more success when they've been able to get down into the basket with their guards because then they get the kick out threes. The threes kind of similar to the way we looked against Kansas. The couple of shots we felt like we did make came on good ball movement, and the bad shots were kind of settling. Kentucky's bad shots, I feel like, are based on a little bit of settling. And when they finally get going and get downhill, they feel like they've had a little bit more success. Granted, that's going off the quality of opponents that they've played, so it's a little bit tough to gauge. But I just think that you're going to have to defend without fouling. That's going to be priority. This is going to be a chippy rivalry game. The crowd's going to be involved, right? You cannot let the refs try to take over and take control of this game. Defend without fouling. Stay home on your defenders. I think another key is also
punk you out. By the way, if it gets chippy early, Don't let
Yeah.
them punk you out.
And you shouldn't.
No,
And you shouldn't.
and that's where
Kanai
Pryor's gonna
Roos,
do anything.
Javon Hadley, Case and Pryor. I like that.
And Conwell's a dog.
Not
And,
just
hey,
Jason.
Mike Kell's not the type of guy to get bitched
but
either. So
exactly. But those three, Javon Hadley, Case and Pryor, and Javon
Kanai.
Hadley, those
Oh, yeah.
three. Kanai Roos, Javon Hadley, Case and Pryor. Those three know what this is. They know what this is for us. They know what this is for the team and what it means. I mean, there should be no question in what it means to be playing the number 9 team in the nation right now, while both teams sit at 2-0. But you're completely right, Trevor. You cannot, which I don't think anybody's susceptible to that. I think that's one good thing about the
I'm not
foreign bigs is
condoning
that they don't.
violence, but I'm saying if Pryor wants to get a technical for a little pushback on something, maybe, or maybe a mean mug or something, I'm willing to accept that for him. I think he can take the ball on the sword for it.
I agree.
Yeah, fair enough.
I agree. And I think another key though is going to be. Here's another thing though. You mentioned this earlier, Will. I don't think they have an advantage athletically out on the perimeter, even with Owe. I think Owe will be, the best all-around defender on the perimeter. But with that being said, I don't think they have enough to combat what we will be able to do out there. The off-ball movement, the screening, seeing something like that this early in the season, and we mentioned this on the Breakdown 502 show, if you listen to that, Jalen Lowe is very clearly their only true comfortable ball handler out there as an initiator, right? Oh, wait. Yeah, hell yeah, he can get by his man and get to the basket. There's no, questioning his skill dribbling the basketball, but in terms of actually going out there and initiating things and making the offense happen and getting through pressure and combating pressure out on the perimeter as a ball handler, Jalen Lowe has got clear experience that other guys on that team do not have. You have to, and that's where it goes back to defend without fouling, because you have to hound these ball handlers that aren't Jalen Lowe. In specific, I mean, Jalen Lowe, you got to just try to let him settle, try to give up that mid-range jump shot if you can, because I don't think that's really the greatest shot for him, and I know he kind of likes it. You can't let him get to the basket. You can't foul him and let him get to the line repeatedly. But I think you'll have the ability to force some turnovers out on the perimeter with what you see with their ball handling play. And on the other side, I don't think Colin Chandler's all that good of a defender, right? I question if Trent Noah can really defend. Obviously, we know what Jalen Lowe is as a defender when he has to go and chase his man and do a whole lot. Granted, he's seeming like he's kind of the roles shifted and he's buying into that a little bit. He's not out there being asked to be the number 1 in usage and go and do every single thing the team needs offensively and then kind of try to take the play off defensively every other time down. That's not really his game. He's going out there to try to be a true point guard or whatever. So we'll see what he looks like, because typically that means you're going to probably buy into defending a little bit more and all that stuff. Give it a little bit higher effort. You're in a more serious program now. You're in a more serious job technically, so you're going to try to do that job better. I don't think he can defend though, and I think we need to try to exploit that with the ball handlers that we have.
So 2 things to the points you made that I agree with, and one wrinkle I forgot to mention it in my spiel, no pun intended, is that a wrinkle we might see are some guard-to-guard screens tomorrow night for us, because if you think about it, when you have guys on the court like Trent Noah or Colin Chandler, you're going to want to put them in positions to where they can be picked on. Jalen Lowe as well, like I said, I mean, Brain Smith had 27 on him last year. Chucky Hepburn had 37 on him last year. Primary defender. He got cooked by less talented players than what we have this season, mind you. So if they have 3 bad on-ball defenders, and at least one of them is going to have to be on the court throughout the entire game, you have the ability to pick on people through pick and rolls. And one thing Pat Kelsey does very well is create sets, because a lot of coaches, they focus on matchup hunting, which is essentially just putting the guy in conflict through a pick and roll. Like, okay, well, we're going to put their worst defender on our best scorer. Pat Kelsey does that. He also does it through scheming, like off-ball sets for that worst defender to be put in a position.
You screen this guy so his defender comes to this man. Yeah.
To where it basically makes that poor defender choose between 2 different options for the offense. And we haven't really run too many plays except for our low paint screen for the guard to take a pick and roll and go to the baseline, then whip it for a layup. We've run that several times. I guarantee we won't do it against Kentucky. But there were a lot of times last season where we put ourselves in position, whether it was out of timeouts or just in sets when we needed to get a bucket, where Pat Kelsey pulled a rabbit out of his hat and put their worst defender in conflict that gave us a wide open shot. Didn't always go in because we weren't the best shooting team, but we had the ability to hurt teams.
A lot of open looks still. Yeah.
Yeah. So Pat Kelsey, I think we'll try to do guard to guard screens and then look for Kobe Rogers to be a game changer. I mean, he came in with Ali Khalifa and kind of gave some energy against Kansas. Expect that to be times 10. Darren Peterson was ready for the moment against us. We're going to see if UK's guards like Colin Chandler, Denzel Aberdeen, Jalen Lowe, if they're ready for this. I think Otega Owe is. That's without a doubt. Colin Chandler, I think, has the goods, but this is going to be a different type of environment. And it's their first road game of the season, so they'll probably be rattled. We might get out to an early lead. I think Kentucky will claw back if that happens. But at the end of the day, I don't think either team is going to have more than a 10-point lead in this game.
I agree. Trevor, anything you want to add?
One, we have twice as many dog viewership now as we do Twitch viewership over here. Thanks to my I don't know if you happen to notice Arya in the background there and Khaleesi just a second ago listening to Will give his breakdown. And I wasn't distracted. Oh, yeah, good Khaleesi. Yes, she does. She wants to go outside. Bottom line, not to steal a stone cold line, but the bottom line is just we got to fucking beat Kentucky. I mean, and it's no ifs, ands, buts about it. I mean, I don't want to be hyperbolic and be like, this is the biggest game for Pat Kelsey in his short time at Louisville, but it kind of is right now at this point. I mean, you don't want to start 0-2 versus Kentucky. I mean, because as a fan, we both know, no matter short of maybe, making a national championship run in the season with a loss to Kentucky, no matter what you kind of do as the season goes along, you're going to be reminded you lost to Kentucky. And I'm getting fucking tired of losing to Kentucky. And and last year, listen, it's a first year on the road. The team was something special to begin with, and it was great. You shouldn't have excuses. You're favorite. That you're at home. You're a 3.5-point favorite. You are a better team than Kentucky. You're a deeper team. You're a more talented team. Now, there doesn't mean Kentucky. You're going to beat Kentucky, but we are a more talented team than Kentucky on paper. And from what I've watched from both teams through the last 3 or 4 games, I didn't watch Kentucky's Purdue or Georgetown exhibition loss, so I haven't seen that. But yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah. But I didn't watch that. That's the one thing I haven't watched. And actually, I didn't watch Louisville's Belmont win. I watched Kansas 3 times. And I watched the regular season games both at least 2 or 3 times. So in Louisville, Kentucky just once because fuck them. But the bottom line, again, you got to beat it. It's just plain and simple. I don't want. I mean, we could talk some more great stats. Will can go. Has got them. We can break matchups. I can talk hot takes about Mikael Brown or Roos or whatever, or Farouk. Or the fact we have a 35-year-old white dude from the Z-Man playing at power forward on our team. We can talk about it all. The bottom line is you got to. If you don't win the game, it fucking doesn't matter. And it's gonna put a damper on. Pat Kelsey has to win this game, and he knows it. I think he knows. I think the players know it. I think you saw that with Pryor when leaving the press conference. With the little smirky.
You say has to win this game though, Trevor.
They know how much this means, not just to the season, and to what it means to this team. Going forward, just in a nutshell of this vacuum of a season, but just to this fan base and just. They know it. I think, and you heard.
Keep hearing people
when's
say
the last
this, though?
time your Louisville crowd go for 3 minutes chant beat UK before a UofL game?
If we lose, though, what are we going to not watch? I keep hearing this. We got to win this.
We're going to watch.
We're going to be bought in still. I'm not going to believe in Pat Kelsey any less and his ability to beat Kentucky. Yeah,
but it's going to
his ability to capitalize on every quad one opportunity a little bit. But at the end of the day, a game in November 11th. I can't be too mad at a loss on November 11th. Does that make sense?
It's still going to leave. It's still no matter what. I mean, short of winning a national title coming out of this season, it's still going to leave a dark mark. I mean, it's going to be a kind of a embellished.
It'll hurt.
Yeah. I mean, it's something you don't want to.
I just feel like I just feel like I keep hearing we gotta win this. We gotta win this. And I feel like the end of last week, I had that same mindset. We gotta get this. Like Pat Kelsey has to win.
No, he
or
has
what?
to. I mean,
Or what?
it's not going to ruin the season. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to leave. This could be a great season. We can get Sweet 16, and we lose to somebody who knows whatever. To maybe a team we have no problem losing to, or a 4 seed, we lose to a 1 seed, whatever. But the season's still going to be like, going into next year, all you're going to hear about is how you lost Kentucky 2 years in a row. It's like you're with the girl you love, but it turns out she banged your best friend before you all got together.
You heard it here first.
I mean, yeah, it's just
heard it here first, folks.
I don't care. I do. I mean, it means that. Yeah, beating Kentucky means something. And they can bullshit and they can lie and they can tell you it doesn't mean much to them and it's our Super Bowl, yada yada. Don't give me that shit. Don't lie to your girl. Don't lie to me. Okay. It means as much to Kentucky as it does to us, and the ones that tell you the otherwise are bullshit.
Yeah, you're right.
Fuck Kentucky.
Gotta win it. I mean, for the sake of the fans, it'd be nice to win this game. We haven't had the experience of winning this game in too long. I think for that sentiment right there, we need to win this game. But any quad one opportunity is just as important as this, and that's kind of where I stand with this game nowadays.
I know I'm gonna sound old in this one, but when I was in middle school, my bragging was Louisville won the '86 title, and all my Kentucky fans say, "But you didn't win the state title." I mean that's what I got. That's kind of my early initiation into this rivalry in terms of the shit talking. Was that I'd be sitting there and going, this is in circa 1991 when I'm 10, 11 years old. I'm like, we won the title in '86. Kentucky fans look at me and go, "You didn't beat us." And that's, I mean, and then you know what? It worked out in '98 for us in the same way. I would do the same thing by Kentucky fans decades later, where when they won it in '98, and I'm like, we beat you in Rupp Arena. Alvin Sims and fucking teabagged your punk asses. Good national title. You didn't beat us, bitch. So that's it. That's the game means that much. I mean, it doesn't end the season overall. And yes, I'd rather win a national title over beating them. Maybe if you ask me that, but short of a national title, I want to beat Kentucky as much as anything.
I used to feel that way. I did. I don't know. I'm just tweaked out a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I just don't.
No, it's because
for some reason,
you got a girlfriend now. You have other things in your life to have important.
To me, though,
I don't.
For me,
I'm like the loser on Twitter. Okay, I have nothing.
It's
else.
like I'm not looking at the other team's jersey. I'm not looking at the other team's name. I'm looking at the number next to their name and what that means for how we stack up against that kind of opponent. Because that's what's most important at this time of the year for me. Granted, it sucks, but like I don't care to chip at Kentucky fans anymore. Like I used to. So I want to see how we stack up against the quad one team that's planning to be in March, a team that has a lot of skill, top to bottom, a lot of depth on it, right? They should be able to bring in players and not necessarily get tired, very similar to how we do. I don't think they can do it quite at the same level that we do, but I want to see how we can defend and how it looks when we're putting full court pressure amongst teams that have a skill set of guys that would be starting on most teams that we're going to play this year, right? So that's what I'm excited to see for sure. I'm excited to see how Michael Brown stacks up against a team like that's going to be trying to game plan to stop him and defend him, and actually has the guys to do so. So that'll be interesting as well. His first true test when it counts like that. Yeah, I'm excited for things on our side in terms of what the game actually means. It's a quad one opportunity, first one. That's important.
Will, you look bored. You okay, buddy?
No, I'm just thinking and listening to what you guys have to say. But
with that being said, though, I've got Louisville 78, Kentucky 76. I will be betting the plus 3.5.
You put what was your prediction again, Will? Again,
87-84, UofL.
So you've got us at the over. Will Roman has us on the under. I worry about that because I feel like if the game's an under, it's going to be more bad offense than good defense in this game. I'm bad at predictions when it comes to exact scores, but I'm not bad at picking anything if you look at my DraftKings account. But I'm gonna be a homer in this just because even though I'm lacking confidence because Wellens cannot be a homer other than when I look in the mirror. So I'm gonna say Louisville 87, Kentucky 75.
All right.
Get mad at it.
We'll see.
Miguel Brown, player of the game. with a better than 2-to-1 assist turnover ratio, which is what he's going to have kind of on Will's point for us to not only him for us to win the game, for him to also be player of the game, which is again what I said. He needs to. If he's not if it's not because of him being player of the game that we win, it's got to be we get that Kentucky effect, like you mentioned, Butler hitting the threes. Before that, it was years of whatever 7-foot non-English speaking big man Tubby Smith out on the bench would come off and just have like 10 and 12 on us every year, Shagari Arlene style, and then you had Josh Harrelson type shit. That's what it used to be. I think if we don't get Mikael Brown player of the game winning it for us, it's going to be because we get that type of game from our big man. Farouk has a big like 12 and 10 type game, or Khalif has a double with assists, which would be nice to see. It was Eric Johnson who teabagged him, and Eric Johnson was in 90. Eric Johnson was before 98. Eric Johnson's the guy who hit the 3-pointer to beat Texas in 96. He played in Cincinnati. He coached at Yale High School for a brief time. But he might have been on 98 team, but Alvin Sims at the dunk that I'm thinking of. He teabagged whoever it was for Kentucky. It doesn't matter.
All right, fellas. That's it then. I feel like we've gotten all of our thoughts. I don't think there's anything we missed. We'll get a reaction out early next week or end of this week on the game, and then of course on the football game that we'll have as well. So excited for that. Anything else you guys want to add before we get out of here, fellas?
No, fuck the Dodgers.
UK.
Fuck UK. Fuck them. Fuck Kentucky. Fuck the Dodgers. Fuck the Cincinnati Bearcats. Fuck Memphis when we play them. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Go Cards.
Go Cards, man.